Hey everyone, and welcome to Girl Ask Me Anything. I am Coach DEZI, and I'm super excited to be here with you tonight. Happy Monday. I hope that you guys have had a wonderful day today. Welcome to hashtag Built for This, where you were built for this moment right here, right now. I am super excited that you are here with me today. Thank you so much for those of you that have jumped on. I'm doing some new stuff here, so you guys are going to start seeing more and more and more changes to what I am doing for this live stream. Super important that I'm adding value to you, as well as just getting really clear on who I serve, who I add value to, and what I do. So for those of you that are in the Girl Ask Me Anything community, thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you have not joined the Girl Ask Me Anything community, you might want to join. So you can go to, you can put in at Girl Ask Me Anything in the search bar above, whether, above here, or you could just search for the Girl Ask Me Anything community. And there's a couple of questions that we will ask you, and then we will let you in. It is a community of amazing women who are committed to living principle-centered life and have principle-centered business, and that want to impact the world for the better. So thank you to all of you that have joined me tonight. Tonight's topic is All's Well That Begins Well. So on Friday, I shared about the 12 areas that we need to have in check so that we can experience the success. There are 12 areas that will help us to have the greatest success so that we can focus on what matters most today. Your success is yours. Your success is relative to you. My version of success and your version of success may be very, very different. Now, why is this important? The reason this is important is because I recently opened a challenge called Beat the Busy. And the Beat the Busy challenge, it is a free challenge, and it is taking Generation X and baby boomer women entrepreneurs through a process of establishing their foundations and getting to their step one so that they can create the business success systems, processes that they need in order to get their business up and going or revamping their business. And so in that, what I found were that there are several things that each of us need in order to create the success that we're looking for. So over the next several days, I'm going to be talking about the 12 items that we need. If technology gives you the blues, it's probably before that the frustration began to happen. And so the 12 critical areas that we're going to be covering over the next several days are these: attitude, priorities, health, family, thinking, commitment, finances, faith, relationships, generosity, values, and growth. Those are the 12 items that we're going to be covering that are critical for our success. Tonight, we're starting with the first one. So all's well that begins well. Is it possible for someone to have success without a good attitude? What do you think? If you think it's possible for someone to have success without a good attitude, go ahead and put the angry face up. If you think that it's possible that you can have success without a good attitude, go ahead and put the angry face. I think that it is possible. It's possible to have success without having a great attitude. But here's the important thing. The important thing is how much success will they actually enjoy? Tonight we're talking all about attitude. Attitude is what gives us our possibilities. Oh, I love this. Joanne says, it's possible, but it's not sustainable. Absolutely, Joanne. Why is it that attitude matters, though? Why do you think attitude matters? You and I can have great talent. We can have great drive. We can, push ourselves to achieving and getting the results that we want with the bad attitude. We really can. Doesn't happen very often. However, it does take an incredible amount of effort. It takes tons of energy to try to do something with a terrible attitude. Can it be done? Absolutely. Have you ever worked with someone whose attitude was really funky, but they got results? I have. As a matter of fact, if I'm telling the truth, I've had a funky attitude about different things, and the energy that it took me to get the results that I needed to achieve took so much longer. It was so much more labor intensive because I didn't have myself in the right space. So it's definitely possible to get or achieve results and to drive for results with a bad attitude, but it definitely also takes a lot of additional energy. And like Joanne said, it's possible, but it's definitely not sustainable. Bad attitudes don't get you very far in life. So Dennis Waitley said this, and I quote, "The winner's edge is not in gifted birth, a high IQ, or talent." So you're not born with it. It's not in your high IQ. It's not in your talent. The edge comes from your attitude and not your aptitude. So when speaking of technology, and if you experience the technology blues, yes, I would agree that there are some things that are just absolutely challenging. There are some areas of learning something new that are absolutely challenging. But what kind of attitude are you going into it with? Let's start there. What kind of attitude are you going into your idea behind learning something new, especially if you are bootstrapping your business? If you don't have the funds to pay someone to do the things that you don't want to do yourself, where's your attitude lie? You cannot buy aptitude. I'm sorry, you can't buy attitude. I don't care how much money you want to spend, you cannot buy attitude. It's an internal job. They are not for sale. They are not for sale. So, all's well that begins well. Let's start with how we are thinking about and approaching whatever the challenge or opportunity is that we are trying to get to. When you are confident, your confidence increases your ability to succeed. When you have a good attitude towards doing something that might be outside of your comfort zone, the mere fact that you are willing to have the joy that you need to have to approach the task, that will give you so much more confidence than you would have being pessimistic. When you have a pessimistic attitude, the outcome will be negative. Now it might sound super simple. It might sound like, oh, well, let me just have a good attitude and then everything, all will be right with the world. But let's dig a little bit further though. If you are doing something, if you have a task that you need to do that you're not excited about, something that, is mundane, if you have something that you just don't want to do it, one thing that you can do is, instead of focusing on your feelings, focus on the facts. I'm going to say that again. When you approach a task that you are feeling kind of bleh about, something that you don't relish, as opposed to focusing on the feelings of not feeling it, focus on the facts. If you focus on the possibilities, it will help you to keep your attitude in perspective. Focus on the possibilities and not the problems. If you focus on the problem, going into something that it challenges you, it's going to be easier for you to jump into that negative space as opposed to being positive, seeking an outcome. Now, here's the other thing. When we make the decision to focus on the facts and to choose to have the right attitude as we approach the task at hand, your creativity will open up. Your creative mind will open up, and so you won't be in the position of trying to fight against the problem, as opposed to coming up with a creative idea that can help you get to the solution faster. When we think about attitude, our attitude will determine others' attitudes towards you. I'm going to say that again. My attitude towards others will determine their attitude towards me. Have you ever met someone who's a complainer? Do you know someone that's a complainer? Every time you're in their space, they have something negative to say. They're complaining about the next thing. Our attitude towards how we approach others how we see others, how we speak about others, will determine exactly what we get back. We must value others and see value in others. Because we don't get what we want, we get who we are. That even applies to our attitude. So we can look at tasks and choose to have a good attitude or not. We can look at others and choose to have a good attitude or not. We can look at the situation of whatever it is that we're facing, no matter how big the challenge is, how great the opportunity is, and we can decide that we're going to have a winner's perspective. Here's a quote that I want to share with you. All things being equal, attitude wins. All things not being equal, attitude sometimes still wins. I would much rather work with someone who I know will have a good attitude, even if they can't figure out what it is, whatever the problem is. It's much more pleasant. You can get more done. You can get farther along. Then it would be to work with someone that every time you're in their space, or every time they approach the challenge, they're draining and they're sucking the life right out of this. They're sucking the air right out of the room. Your attitude can give you a winner's perspective. Our culture is competitive enough. There are so many different people. I mean, especially now that we're in this digital space, right? There's so many people trying to do some of the same things, like get their business online. If you're a coach or a trainer or in that space of personal development, there's so many people that are doing the same things, or it seems. There's so many people that have the title of life coach, or so it seems. But yet, everyone that has the title or everyone that's in that space, they're not getting the same results. I would challenge you to think that maybe attitude has something to do with it. I know I've spoken to some people when every time they deal with technology, they're just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Trying to get whatever it is done is just going to take that much longer. So what will you choose? Will you choose to be a winner and have a winner's perspective that it's possible, that it can be done? Or are you going to be the or not? Which will you choose? Your attitude, not your achievements, give you happiness. And I'm going to round this out with this. The thoughts in your mind will always be more important than the things in your life. The reason that you got into business was because you had a love or a passion for whatever space that you occupy in the business world. There was some sort of passion, some sort of desire that you wanted to achieve by choosing to go into the space that you're in. If you have gotten off the path, we need to get back on the trail. We need to get back on the path so that you can get to the things that you love to do. The business world is complicated as it is. People are complicated as it is. This life is complicated as it is. Will you be the key that unlocks your own success? Or will your attitude be the deterrent that stops you? In order for you and I to have the success that we want to have, this is the first area that we need to check. The thoughts in our mind will always be more important than the things in your life. You and I cannot buy or win happiness. You must choose it. So what will you choose? Your success is totally up to you. And I'm going to challenge you to proceed as if it's inevitable. But first, you got to check your attitude. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you hanging out with me on my live stream tonight. And thank you for your comments. I certainly appreciate them. If you would like to jump into the 5-day free challenge that I have, it will be available till the end of the month at absolutely no cost to you. And it's definitely going to help you build the foundations that you need. Choose the attitude that you want to have. Take the steps that you need to get your business, the foundations that you need to get to your step 1 so that you can start working towards the success that you definitely want to have. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Joanne. You're so welcome. She said, love this quote. The edge is in your attitude, not your aptitude. All right, everyone. So thank you so much for joining me tonight on Girl Ask Me Anything, #built for this. Remember, you were made for this moment right here, right now. What are you going to choose? Choose well. Have a great evening. Take care.